Finance is literally all around us. We use finance for so many personal activities without even realizing it. Let's look at a few examples of how we apply finance in our day-to-day activities. At the end of each month, we all take stock of the amount of money we have earned. This will include salary that was paid and any money from our other sources like profits from our side hustles, agency earnings from facilitating transactions, and gifts from family or friends. We also plan how that money will be spent over the course of the next month on items such as rent, school fees, feeding, transportation, payments for the upkeep of parents and dependents, and even money for entertainment or upgrading your wardrobe. What you have done here is simply recognize what your income or revenue is and what your expenses are. Typically, your income should be more than your expenses. When this is the case, then you have a nice month ahead, and you can even set something aside for savings. If income is not enough to cover expenses, you have to figure out some way to either increase your income or reduce your expenses, or plug the gap. You are applying basic financial principles. If you are organizing a party for yourself or for a friend, you are likely to sit down to develop a budget for the event. Sometimes you develop that budget bottom up. In other words, you make a list of everything you need to pay for: the band, the venue, the decorations, food and drinks, and so on. And you compile this to come up with a budget, which you then streamline to something that is reasonable and affordable. Alternatively, you can build the budget top down, in which case you simply put together a budgeted amount and then ensure that you fit your spending to that budget. Either way, you're applying basic financial principles, and how effective you are at applying these principles will impact how effective or successful the party will be. From time to time, you will have family, friends, and even acquaintances that will ask for a personal loan. Before you give out that loan, you go through a thought process, calculating if the person has the ability to pay back, thinking through how much you actually have and how much you can actually give, and the impact on your own financial plans. You also assess when the money will likely be paid back, including some contingency, and how the repayment will work for your own financial needs. What you have done here is use risk management, cash flow planning, and even a measure of investment assessment if, for example, the person is paying back with interest. Once again, you are applying basic finance principles. Cooperative societies, or the more modern version, investment clubs, are another form of applying financial principles. This is when groups of people come together to put their money into a single pot, from which each of them can then draw a certain amount at a certain point in time, or from which investments can be made to generate additional income for the members of the group. There are many financial principles at play here. Putting money together from many people creates a large asset base and diversifies the risk of the individual contributors. Deciding what to spend the money on involves assessing investment options to ensure you maximize the profit you receive. Once again, applying finance principles. Every activity that you do is somehow connected in some way to finance, and so you have an advantage if you understand the financial implications of what you want to do before you make that decision. The more you know about finance, the more insights you have, not just about the business you're working on or the business that you own if you're an entrepreneur, but also about yourself and the things you do in your day-to-day life. Finance is a critical element to being successful in life and business, and so everyone needs to have a basic understanding of finance principles.